didn't I? And then, look at this. I have photos of different individuals. This one would freak my son out because he hates the It Clown from Stephen King's movie, It. That's my sister dressed up like a clown. Yeah. You know. And then there's, the kid pictures, the wrestling pictures, and then we have a family member, and he was mistaken for Richard Boone. And if you don't know who Richard Boone is, look him up. And then look at this photo. The guy on the right, my left, your right, guess. The guy there with the white hair. Who's that look like? Richard Boone, right? Lady walked up to him in Florida in a restaurant, asked him for his autograph. You know what my uncle did? He signed it, Richard Boone. What a card. And then I have famous people in my family. Yes, I do. This is my famous sister that was in the Air Force, and when she got out of the Air Force, she was a 911 operator, and she was also a deputy sheriff, and now she goes after those dads that don't want to pay child support. Now, that's my beautiful sister, one of them. I got 5. Grew up with 4. Raised 4 of them. This is the one in the middle. We just called her the bitch, because she was always bitchy. She was always saying the youngest one didn't know what she was doing. Not nice. Beautiful girl. Not nice when it came to her sister. Hopefully she's outgrown that. Now, this young fella and this young lady, yeah, he was famous. He sort of kind of already is. He sort of is. Because every time he went to a concert, there was always some girls walking up and saying, which band are you with? He liked the alternative music, Godsmack, Disturbed, who's that other team? Weezer. Yeah. Well, this is when he used to shave his head. Doesn't anymore. Thank goodness he's got a big Irish head. And his little sister. She had her hair dyed bleach blonde. She's not a bleach blonde, by the way. No. And then I dyed her hair pink halfway down. And then she looked like she was Gwen Stefani's daughter. Speak of the devil, there's Gwen. Was I a roadie with Gwen? What was I famous doing? Yeah, there's not. See, I've got lots of pictures of Gwen. I hung out. I didn't hang out with my son there, but I was there. See, there's Gwen in her cute young days. And that's why my daughter wanted pink hair. Because of Gwen. My daughter and my oldest son were into Gwen. And then this lady in pink, she was famous. Well, almost. She almost was on, it was either Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune. She tried out. She almost got on the stage. That's my aunt, right there in the pink. Da-da-da-da. Yep, smart lady. She got a problem with her legs, some disease with the legs, and it's her legs are always bothering her, but poor thing. And this scrawny white man, he's famous. He currently is famous. Yes, he is. You may never heard of him. I mean, he's an old DuPont manager. They got rid of him because they were downsizing. And they were when DuPont downsizes, they downsized management. 21 years and they canned him. Gave him severance and all that good fun stuff and told him, hey, have a nice life, good retirement. He now, well, let me backtrack a little bit. He served in Vietnam. And he survived. And he came home because he was the only surviving son in the military. And his father was dying. And they sent him home. That's what they did back then. If you're the only child that was in the military, and you had a parent who was very ill or was dying, they would bring your butt home. They wouldn't keep you over there. And I love that. I'm very grateful and thankful to God that my uncle got to come home. When he came home, guess what he brought home with him? This huge tape deck and golf clubs. So guess what my uncle's famous for? He wins golf tournaments. That skinny old white man, that's his income. And he's good at it. So I guess that's what they learned in Vietnam, is how to play golf. He tried to show me, but I'm a lefty. The funny thing is, I don't swing a golf club left-handed. I swing it right-handed. Figure. Use both sides of my brain, I guess. There's that skinny golf player again. From my mom's pool. Do you ever go and look for pictures at your house and you find them and you go, who is that? I've been looking at this picture for like 3 days. I'm like, who the heck is that? And where is that? I mean, it kind of looks like my son, but I'm trying to think of where this is because there's a rope walkway. I don't know if any of y'all can figure out where this is at, but there's a rope walkway, and there's this dude standing at the top of the stairs, and I'm like, who are you? He doesn't really look like my kid, but he kind of does. And the distance, my eyesight's not so good anymore, so I really don't know. Who is this dude? Maybe it's a friend of my son. Maybe it's my other son. I'm going to have to get a magnifying glass and look at this one. That's what I haven't done the last 3 days. I'm checking you out later. And, so was I famous working in a park? Was I one of those characters that goes around in a costume? Don't look like I could do a character. I used to do voices for my kids when I wrote kid stories to them. They like that. Here's some 99X. That's an Atlanta thing way back when. Rock concerts. Was I a roadie? Did I hang out with Godsmack? He's pretty hot. I don't care, tattoos or not. That guy's hot. His sister's gorgeous, by the way. She was there. She was actually there at the concert. Oh, and there's that crazy little boy that everybody thought, are you part of a band? This is when he was little, and he was like 4, I think. But, you know, I find stuff and I go, I got famous people in family. I got, had an aunt. Well, no, she was my great aunt. And, I have artwork somewhere. I don't know if I have any in this room or not. I may have showed you some of it. But, no, I don't think I have any artwork in here. But, yeah, I do paintings. Did you know that? So I'm a famous artist. I might be in some states. Paintings everywhere. And that's not a lie, guys. Not a lie. It's funny. When you get into art and you're young, you sign stuff a certain way. And then you get older and you change it, and then everybody's like, who's that artist? And you're standing there going, that's me, stupid! It's the same person. Just because they signed it a little different. They think, no, somebody different. No, it's not you. That's not yours. And they argue with you. Why do they argue with you? You know it's you. You know it's your artwork. You tell them, hey, that's mine. I just took it out of my car. And they're like, no, you're not her. Why does everybody think they know more than you? Do you guys know what I was almost famous doing? Okay, look at this Punim. What do you think this old woman might have done in her lifetime where she was almost or was famous? Would you believe that a vice president of a major, huge company was impressed with some things that myself and a couple other folks did? Would you? Would you think that I was on stage at any time? What do you think? I know you haven't seen me, unless you were at those events I was at. Would you believe I told you I've done Shakespeare? I've done Camelot. Heard of Pirates of Penzance? Been in it. Heard of The Tempest? Been in it. That's the Shakespeare one. Would you believe that? Do you think I'm lying? I want to know who's got the cojones to leave a comment to try to figure out what I was famous at or almost famous at. Because this is quiz day. Am I a famous designer? Could be. Maybe one day. Maybe I already am. Have I worked with a designer? Could be. Maybe. Definitely. Maybe. Can you tell when I'm fibbing or when I'm telling the truth? Can you tell when anybody's fibbing or telling the truth? I can. There's certain signs you see. Certain body language, eye contact, things like that. So, do I have a current children breaking into the biz. Do I? Yeah. Do you know what they're doing? Probably not. Something I used to do in a different manner. But it's in the blood. Oh yeah. You know what I would love? I would love to see if Tyler Perry could figure out what I used to do. He wouldn't be able to guess. Have I been a integral part of a major corporation's lawsuit cases? Have I? Maybe. Did I help a particular corporation make sure they weren't being sued by fraudsters? Definitely. Can you guess what corporation that was? And only people who know me know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're curious, you gotta leave a comment. I've done a lot of stuff. And do you think I've ever had a job where catching the bad guys was the main operative? Oh yeah. What kind of bad guys? Can you guess? Do you know? I wonder how smart y'all are. I don't look like anything. And I'm less of something because, yeah, I lost 51 pounds. I broke my plateau and I got to past the 50, got 51 off. But I did that from asthma. Or did I do it to do modeling for old ladies so I can have a makeover? Who knows? Doesn't it drive you crazy when people like hint around at things and they don't tell you literally not much of anything? It's fun, isn't it? It's kind of like April Fool's Day. My kids hate April Fool's Day because I always get them. The last 2-3 years, they avoided me because they know me too well. They know that I will come up with something and they will not know that it's an April Fool's. That's how good I am. So you figure out where. Oh, do I make jewelry? Huh? Was I famous for my jewelry? Maybe. Somewhere. What kind of jewelry did I make? Or do I still make? Is it out on the market? Can you find it somewhere? Don't you just love me? You'll love to hate me probably, because I'm a pain in the ass. And I'm proud of it sometimes. Like when I'm in one of these moods. Did I invent anything yet? It might have.